Thanks for allowing us time to speak tonight. I'm Donna Patel. I was one of the founders of Green Summit and am now the chair of the Environmental Commission since January. I'm going to let Melissa introduce herself and talk more about Green Summit to start.
Good evening, everyone. Council President, Mayor, members of the council, thanks for having us tonight. I'm Melissa Spur of Green Summit, and we're joined tonight by several other members of Green Summit I'd like to introduce. We have Giovanni Sheh, Laura Hughes, and Lauren Ganella here supporting us tonight. So just a little bit of background. Green Summit is an independent volunteer community organization. We formed 2 years ago around this time with the aim to educate Summit residents about how to be more sustainable in their homes and in their lives. And after a year of hosting events monthly and sending out newsletters monthly, and hearing from our event attendees and our followers on Facebook and Instagram, we really wanted to put out a survey to ask the question to the community of what is their priority. We held events on a variety of topics. Sustainability is a huge topic. For everything from solar panels and going zero waste and how to compost and vegetable gardening and shopping at your farmer's market. And we really wanted some direction from the community as to what was important to them. So we put together a survey with just 2 questions, asking what was their top priority for the municipality, for the city to take action on. And the second question was what topic were they most interested in sustainability to do in their own homes.
And just to be clear, also, the Environmental Commission supported this survey and stands behind the presentation. In terms of the municipal actions, which is the pie chart on the screen, it was overwhelmingly the first choice of the participants that they picked plastic bag restriction at just over 40%. So it was the clear front runner. And what we did with that information, Green Summit has been educating Summit citizens about the New Jersey statewide legislation that is currently pending in the Senate and the legislature, the Assembly, restricting plastic bags, straws, and styrofoam. And we've been educating people through social media posts and through postcard writing campaigns. Green Summit has also been educating Summit citizens through the reusable bag drive that we held in connection with Summit's Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Justice, Equality, and Service to Others in January. This drive placed 1,000 plus reusable bags in the hands of the elderly and lower income families throughout town by providing food pantries and a variety of other service entities with reusable bags. And for the Environmental Commission perspective, next week, ANJEC, which is the Association of New Jersey Environmental Commissions, is hosting a roundtable in Madison on May 16th regarding single-use plastics and actions municipalities can take. And the mayor and all of council has been extended an invitation to that event next Thursday night. Then we have the pie chart for what people felt was their first priority in their home.
And again, the options that we gave were topics that we had either presented on and had feedback on, topics that were important to Green Summit members, and also topics that people had emailed us about. And the clear frontrunner, that was a much closer kind of survey result. And the top there was reducing pesticide use on people's lawns. And this has been kind of a growing movement. This has been in the New York Times recently on reducing the use of toxic and synthetic pesticides, preventing those from entering the waterways, and also for their harmful effects on health. So we're still working on actually preparing, together with the Environmental Commission, the best strategy to inform residents on their options and how to, properly care for their lawns using organic land care techniques.
And because this one was so much closer, I'm just going to touch on the next top 2 choices. The next one at just approximately 21% was solar panels. And Green Summit held an informational session about home solar options this past January. From the Environmental Commission perspective, the Environmental Commission is actively looking at New Jersey's new community solar program with council involvement. And the community solar program allows individuals and businesses to subscribe to solar developments. There are many individuals who cannot put solar panels on their own home because they live in an apartment, or the way their house is oriented, or the tree cover, and this makes it an option for those individuals to access solar. The Environmental Commission is also learning more about the idea of a microgrid, or a localized power source, from Dr. Frederick P. Blau. Dr. Blau will describe the Summit Solar Microgrid at next Monday's Environmental Commission meeting. We're starting that meeting at 7:30 p.m. to allow time for this presentation. The Summit Solar Microgrid is an environmentally responsible way to provide the city with resilience against extensive or prolonged power outages due to a hurricane or a cyber attack against the grid. And Dr. Blau is a retired physicist who lives in Summit and will be presenting his idea. The third top choice was home energy savings at just about 20%, and both the Environmental Commission and Green Summit are pleased to learn about the extension of the SEAL Home Energy Audit Program, and we look forward to assisting in the publicity when that is released. And we're happy to take any questions anyone has. I know we don't have a ton of time, so.
It's fine. It's important topics. Folks have questions here in the dais? Norm.
How many folks responded to your survey?
Oh, sure. Just over 500.
I'm sorry, say it again?
Over 500. We had over 500 unique responses from March to September,
Right,
2018.
Thank you.
That's great. Big sample.
Any questions or comments from members of the public that they have about the survey or anything? Okay. Well, let me just say that from my perspective, first of all, I think thank you, first of all, for coming out and doing this. Sorry, I never forget to say thank you to people. It's terrible. But thank you for doing it. Thank you for getting out there in the public. I know that the Skip the Straw campaign, for instance, is making a difference. I know that in restaurants here in town, you can see signs that say Skip the Straw. You know, folks, I think, recognize, I hope all businesses recognize that it's beneficial to them financially, to not to have to buy extra straws when people don't need them, and the fact that we're helping out the environment at the same time. I think the issue of plastic bags and styrofoam, even though the state, we all know that the state says that it's going to do something, and then we can wait until we're all dead until the state actually does something. And I think here in Summit, we just need to move forward. This is my personal opinion. I won't speak for everybody else. Other people can have different opinions from me. But I think we need to think about how we move forward. There's plenty of communities, both in the United States, abroad, there are countries, for that matter, that are going through where they're banning single-use plastic bags. During spring break, I went to an island in the Caribbean that is banning single-use plastic bags and plastic straws. You go there, you don't miss it. It's not like something, you get used to it. It's not going to be the end of the world. And so I think here in Summit, we need to think about how we move forward with doing that. And I would encourage people to look at both a realistic time frame for getting there, an educational campaign, yes, but at some point in time, we have to say, you know, the planet needs saving. It's up to us to do something about it. So that's my personal comment about that. Anybody else, now that they've heard my comment, can violently disagree with it. Okay, but that now really, thank you again, and thank you everyone else also in Green Summit who has been involved in both these activities as well as the other ones. So thank you very much.